Legendary here from Drake Wing Gaming, so now on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Wayfinder. So yeah, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. I think you need to apologize. Maybe not now. He probably doesn't want to see you. Just do it soon. With that, I motioned for Arkin to follow me with a head tilt, and we walked past Gierolf together, heading after Biorn. Arkin and I find Biorn almost a full block away, leaning forward on the rail overlooking the river. He's resting his chin in his paw hands. I move into his field of vision slowly, but clear my throat to not startle him. Biorn, buddy, you okay? He sighs and looks toward me, his expression a bit sad. Yes, I'll be fine. Just a little stung, and honestly, the alcohol I had earlier didn't do as much to ease my nerves as I'd like. I placed a hand on his shoulder to comfort him. Must be a heavyweight, huh? I'd love to drink with you sometime. Been hankering for some mead. Well, why didn't you order some at the pub? We ordered beer, but they had mead and ale, too. Arkin laughs and pats my shoulder. I wanted you to be able to keep up, love. I scoff, blushing at his very pointed innuendo. I can keep up just fine. Well, I'm not much for mead. I prefer spirits myself, but I'd love to drink with you sometime, Arkin. You should come with us, Fynn. I smile. Biorn's spirits seem to be lifted, but I daren't say as much lest I start an all-out pun war. Well, the night is still young. We can just go tonight. Well, I actually know a place. It's not too late for me to call in. I can get us a private room. We hear footsteps approaching, and I turn to see Gierolf meandering toward us slowly. He approaches Biorn, who cautiously addresses the silver-furred wolf. Oh, you're here. What is it now? Gierolf shuffles anxiously, and I can see his tail pointing straight down. Biorn, I came to apologize. I am so deeply sorry for what I said about you, and while I may not hold your family in the highest regard, I understand that I shouldn't judge your character based on their actions. I should get to know you, and I would like to, if you'll give me the chance. I realize Gierolf's eased up on the formal speech and has let himself appear vulnerable to Biorn. The bespectacled wolf seems to ponder Gierolf's apology for a moment, and then smiles. Well, I won't say I can blame you, or anyone for that matter. I agree that what my family has done is all but noble. Please, Gierolf, if you would like to learn anything about me, it's this. I only wish to make a better future for our people, all of them. If I don't end up leading our people, I'll do my damned hardest to help whoever does. Gierolf nods and smiles. I can agree to that. If either of you become great chief, I'd still do everything in my power to help you out. We all want a better future. I shouldn't treat this as a competition. Regardless of who ends up leading the Iron Wood, we three have been brought together to find Fynn for that very same goal. Biorn moves away from the railing and hugs Gierolf tightly, which throws me off. Second now. It looks so warm. Arkin laughs and approaches him from the side opposite me. Aw, you two are gonna make me cry. Come here. He puts his arms around both of them, and the three wolf giants hug one another. I want to join, but I'm certain the bones in my body have a weight limit. I resign myself to just smiling and patting their shoulders while standing next to the furry mountain. It'll be like one big happy family in no time. Seeing these three like this, I can't help but to think about which one of them will ultimately become the great chief. More than that, my mind is brought back to Skull and Haiti. I don't know much about them at all, and my wolves don't seem to have much to go on either. Who is their father? Another good question, Finder. However, there is another question, not unlike that one, that you must find the answer to. I feel my stomach drop. That voice again. It definitely isn't Skull's. It's sinister, but scary, definitely darker. However, I get a strange feeling as I think on its words for a second and realize there's a piece of the puzzle I don't have that may help me find some of the other pieces. A question I must find the answer to. Similar to my former question. It seems too obvious, and yet it's genius. Who was their mother? Chapter 6. Passing. I hold my hand over my eyes to block the sun from view. It's already bright enough for an autumn day, but I think I really had a lot to drink last night. Maybe too much. I had to force myself out of bed this morning. Forced myself to face today. My head is pounding. My nerves are shot. My heart is racing, but still, I forge ahead. Not knowing what to expect. Not knowing how to prepare. Knowing nothing of what the day brings except for grief and discomfort. And so, instead of pulling the covers back over my head, I pulled them off. I woke up. I got dressed. I took the train here first thing. The fear of the unknown isn't even the worst part of today. The worst part of today is the part that I've grown used to over the last 8 years. But I focus on the unknown to calm myself. Will I really go with these wolves again? Such a thing scares me and fills me with anxiety, and yet I'm still contemplating this and realizing how little I freshened up when I reached my mother's door and knock. It only takes her several seconds to open the door, and she smiles, moving closer and hugging me tight. She's gonna crush the flowers. "Oh, Fynn! You made it!" "Hey, Mom! Careful with the flowers!" She laughs and pulls away, looking me over, slightly pressed flowers and all. After a moment, she motions for me to enter my childhood home. As we enter the living room, I can't help but look around, searching for any evidence of hastily hidden glasses of wine or bottles of the stuff for that matter. Noticing none, I turn to my mom, impressed. "No alcohol. You're sober today. You're sober today of all days?" Thinking now. She smiles and nods excitedly. "I wanted to surprise you. I decided it was time to finally turn over a new leaf. I realized when I called you yesterday that I need to be more aware of what I'm doing to de-stress and cope with things. I threw it all away. I haven't had a drop since." I look at her in awe, smiling. Damn. She's got me beat by half a day. "Wow, Mom, I'm seriously proud of you. I'm sure Dad is too." "Thank you, Fynn. That means a lot to me." We smile at one another warmly, and I change the subject. "So, are you ready to go yet?" My mom tilts her head toward an embroidered blanket she looks as if she's working on, pursing her lips as if to indicate she's not willing to answer. I take the hint. "Well, you finish what you need to. And mind if I wash up? I didn't get a chance to shower." "Go on ahead, sweetie. You know where the towels are." I do. I head up the stairs to the bathroom. Entering the bathroom, I close the door, slumping against it with a sigh. It's tough to see her like that, pretending things are all right. But am I really doing anything different? I woke up knowing today would be tough for me. I can only imagine how it is for her. Still, I hope everything goes well, so that I'm in a good headspace tonight. If I'm going with the wolves, I want to make that decision at full capacity. I start the water in the shower and let it get hot, then turn the temperature down just a bit. After spending some time soaking myself under the water, I decide I should use something nice smelling on my skin and a good shampoo and conditioner to round it off. Fresh crisp scents. Use sweet floral scents. Use fresh crisp scents. Ah, shit. Sweet floral scents. Cozy earthly scents. Shit. Okay. What does Arkin like? What does Arkin like? Fresh and crisp. He likes ale. Fresh and crisp. Ale isn't, unless it's like apple ale. Fresh and crisp scents. Curious. I start to rinse through my hair and run my hands through it. Looking over to the shower caddy, I reach for a bottle of sea kale shampoo and begin to pour a healthy dollop into my hand. Closing the bottle, I set to work applying it to my hair and working it into a lather. After about a minute of exfoliating and scrubbing, I start to rinse it out. I work on my hair for another few minutes, taking care to also treat it with a coconut conditioner product. I decide to use a bar of seafoam soap to wash my body with. After a few minutes scrubbing and doing another round, I rinse off completely. I set the water to be a bit cool, and then, after finishing, I grab my towel off of the bar next to the shower and step out to dry off. Finishing my shower, I decide to spruce up in the mirror. It's surprisingly clouded by condensation, likely because of the mirror heating pad my mom was raving about to me on the phone sometime last week. After I'm done, I get dressed once more and head downstairs. Once I'm down the stairs, I turn to my mother, smiling and presenting myself. She laughs and claps for me. "Oh, there's my handsome son. I don't know who that tired, world-weary man was earlier, but he's gone now." I laugh and wave off the comment. Here. "You all finished?" My mom nods and holds up the beautiful embroidered blanket she has been working on. "Yes, all finished. See?" I smile and hold a thumb up. Looks like it was made by a master of her craft as usual. Dad will love it, I know it. You ready to go? My mom nods and gives me a chuckle. "Of course. It's not like we need to wait any longer. Your father is already there, after all." I can't help but snort, even though it's a pretty morbid joke. Yeah, I had a feeling the dad's dead. It's exactly the kind of bad joke he would have made. We arrive at the open gates of the graveyard together, arm in arm, with my other arm carefully holding the bouquet of flowers we just picked up from the florist. My mother is carrying the embroidered blanket over her other arm held against her waist with an envelope in her hand. As we cross the threshold, I feel a strange feeling washing over me, some sadness that I know isn't the sadness I brought with me. My mom speaks to me. "Are you alright?" "You've stopped." "Yeah, I just wanted to check on you. Do you need anything before we go on?" She ponders for a moment, as if she is debating saying something, but shakes her head. "No, I'll be okay. We should get going, before the graveyard fills up with people. And there's supposed to be a funeral today. That's odd, but not entirely unheard of, I suppose. Won't that interrupt the service? The church attached to this graveyard doesn't hold regular mass anymore. They're likely holding the funeral mass here, though. I don't see any cars, but we shouldn't be over long anyway." I nod and continue on. A moment later, my mom stops me. "Fynn, thank you for being here. I know you're trying to move on with your life, but it means a lot to me that you can be here for me in spite of your own feelings." I sigh. It's not like I don't want to be here, though it's definitely going to take its toll. I'll be alright, though. Let's go on. We walk on toward my father's grave. The trail winds around the edge of the graveyard under many trees. It would be hard to tell where to stop walking and turn into a row, but we've walked this path many times before. The two of us say nothing as we walk on. I look at the names on the gravestones aligning the dirt as we pass. The ones that haven't faded are starting to look familiar after all the times we've been here before. My mom is humming a song next to me. It's a song my father used to sing all the time. I smile and start to sing the song, and my mom smiles and hums along. As I'm singing, I feel the same sadness I felt at the entrance, further amplified by our direct proximity to the graves, no doubt. I wonder if it's something findery. I imagine Biorn telling me something cool, like it being residual grief left from the many people who have mourned here or something. However, now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense and I laugh to myself. There isn't anyone around physically, but this side of the graveyard has the most graves after all. So, you know. It's also less creepy than the alternative, which is that I'm sensing ghosts. I shudder. My mom stops us again, looking at me. "Are you cold? You were just shaking." "No, I just spooked myself. I was thinking about ghosts being real or something." She laughs and pats me on the shoulder. I point over to a row of graves. "That's the row, Mom. We're here. We're here, Dad." Mom leans over Dad's grave and wraps the dark blue and violet embroidered blanket around his gravestone. She kneels and puts her hands together over the letter, holding all to her chest, and closes her eyes in prayer. She starts to talk to my father's gravestone, but I'm not listening. I've got too many other things on my mind to focus. I've never been a religious person, but I suppose one wouldn't blame me for questioning things now after everything. I decide not to pray with her, however. I'm not going to have a finding God crisis just because I met a few wolf giants. Instead, I kneel down next to her and put the flowers against the gravestone. Mom continues to speak aloud. "Your son is here too. He brought you flowers. Aren't they lovely?" She's in tears, and I wrap an arm around her and pull her into a hug. How dangerous a thing is what the wolves want me to do. Will I die? When I die, is this what she's going to do at my grave? Will she even know what becomes of me? My mom spends the next hour alternating between crying into my shoulder and telling my dad's gravestone about as many things that happened the last year she can remember. After a while, she wipes her tears. Standing up, she pats me on the shoulder. "We should get heading back soon, Fynn." Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you, and I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!